Yeah, you there, excuse me? Are you sick and tired of carrying your insecurities around? Have they been forcing you to not live your life to the fullest? Have you tried our revolutionary technique of just letting them go? Well, you don't need them, just let them go. There, doesn't it feel great?
Hi and Siyastak. My name is Ani and I welcome you to the Duna Diaries. In this video, we're going to talk about living with insecurities and how to become friends with them in a way that we can learn some things about them. At least that's what I've learned. Some time ago, you just saw about how does it feel like carrying that unwanted load in your life all throughout. That's exactly what insecurities feel like. Insecurities make us strangle our hopes and desires that we have in our life, engulfing our present and then basically affecting our future. They make us feel or make us believe a lie that we are not adequate enough to partake the fabulous ventures that life has to offer us. In a way, we feel self-doubt, we feel angry, we feel all sorts of emotions that basically are because of this insecurity. But it is to be understood that it is a human emotion and a human thing to have insecurities. I can state with utmost certainty that there isn't one person, one living being, one living human being that does not have insecurities. The fact that each and every one of us have it, it's just that some of them may be good at dealing with them or some of them are really good at hiding them. Now, feelings like I am not good enough, I am short, I don't look so good, maybe I might not be able to present well today, maybe I just don't feel like I'm going to be the best person today, or feelings like I am not good at finances, I'm not good at relationships, or I'm not good at making friends, I'm not a good speaker, or feelings like these or any self-degrading attribute is basically an example of it. Now, these negative feelings drain our energy, make us less confident, and at the end of the day, leave us in self-pity. What we must know is that each and every one of us has actually have had insecurities or have them as of now. The thing is, it's okay. It's okay to have insecurities. It's okay to accept yourself as the way you are. It is not a problem at all. It is not a problem to feel self-doubt, anger, frustration, or those feelings that come up as a result of these insecurities. As a matter of fact, these are all a part of the human condition. We are all humans and we all feel things. That's the part of it. And that's how we live. Often many of us fall for it, including me. I, just like each and every one of us, have had insecurities or maybe even have some even today. But over the past few years, I've tried to understand them and come to a point where I started to befriend them and try to understand and learn what they are all about. My biggest insecurity was basically my height. Being 5'5", basically around 165, 167 centimeters, I was basically one of the short ones in most of my classes, with my friends being one of the tallest. Now, this has come to a point where it almost felt like I stopped growing after the age of 15, as if I stopped drinking milk was the major reason for it. Now, we all know by the social norms of our society that guys must be tall, guys must be strong, guys must be sharp enough to stand in front of any hurdle that life puts them on. As a short guy, I sometimes felt weak, and because of all the tall guys that were around me and people who were tall and sharp and whatnot. But over the course of time that I started to understand the fact that this is something that I cannot change, I started to see the brighter side. It started to a point where it rendered me positive things, because as a short person, you would probably be in the front row of every picture, and to a point where I never understood tall people complaining about small seats on an airplane. It's all a matter of perspective. If we change our perspective to a growth mindset, we all can see that a fair amount of insecurity in our life is actually good. A bit of insecurity makes us think about the things that we are worried about. This is where you can actually start working about things that you are not good at. I'll be honest, there are some things that you would not be able to change, such as, well, my height. I am 5'5" and I accepted the reality with the fact that I cannot change it. I had to accept this. So the first step comes in accepting who we are, the way we are, and celebrating ourselves as a person. As a matter of fact, over the past few years, I've tried to understand the fact that I cannot change my height and instead worked on a personality that is inspiring and forward-looking. A healthy dose of insecurity actually helps us monitor ourselves and our behavior. It sparks introspection and also helps us motivate to grow and change the things that we felt bad about. In a way, doubting ourselves is a thing to check ourselves. We check ourselves in a way to grow, and that's how we overcome our insecurities. Most of these insecurities have to do with the idea or tendency of us comparing ourselves to somebody else. A few months ago, I started to understand the idea of not yet. So what it says is, if you have something that you're insecure about, this is for things that you can change about yourself. Again, jumping back to the idea of me being 5'5", I can't change it, so this does not work there. I can't say, I am not 6 feet tall yet. That does not work. So the idea is, every time that you're insecure about something, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to become better at something, you can just say, I am not there yet. Which means you're going to grow up and keep monitoring yourself because of this insecurity. The idea of using this phrase, not yet, is a way of actually telling our brains or ourselves in a fact that you're not there yet, because you can become who you want to be. And most of our insecurities are tied to the tendency of us comparing to others. And this happens quite often than saying this. So basically, maybe you might just be comparing yourself to someone else. Maybe it is something about somebody's skill or something like that. But here's the catch. Comparing ourselves to others comes at the idea of having opinions. Opinions about ourselves and about others. Having healthy opinions about others is where we are respectful of others and whatnot, but at the same time, this actually is the point where you start feeling insecure. Because if you're only thinking that the other person is really good and whatnot, it doesn't work. This is where you feel insecure. But if you're, let's say, having good opinions about yourself, that I am enough, I am able to do these things, this is where confidence comes in. But let me remind you, a little too much of good opinions about ourselves makes us narcissists or arrogant. In which case, we're running away from the idea of, or the notion of opinions. Just like all the other things, having to share your feelings with someone is one of the easiest or the best method of trying to talk about this. Actually, when you have insecurities, talk to someone about it. There is a fair chance that other people will also have it. Just like I spoke to some of my other friends when they said that they weren't feeling enough about something. And that's where the vulnerability about human relationships come in. And insecurities on a ground level are basically us trying to become somebody that we are currently not. And put the idea of not yet, and you will be able to get there very soon. What insecurities make us feel really should not matter to us. Albeit it does, of course. And this is when we actually make false images of us in a way that overcomplicates our life and absolutely puts it into misery. Instead, let us understand that tomorrow and all the plans that we have for tomorrow have no significance if we are not in reality of the present, because it is the present that we live in, and it is our responsibility to make the most out of the present that we are living in. Live the best! Over the past few months, I've been thinking very openly about myself. Maybe it was because of the pandemic that I got a lot of time to talk or think about myself or the things that I was going through. But sure, it made a good thing. And I do believe that thinking about these things actually make us realize the fact that there is so much that we can do. And I would be absolutely lying to you if I said that this growth or this transition would be really easy for me. But yeah, I gave it a chance and I saw myself growing over the past some time. With that said, all of the insecurity that we have in our life is some sort of a check that we have, and it is the best to embrace ourselves with them and become friends with them in a way that they help us grow and become a better person. So let go of that extra mental baggage and live forever again. because life is meant to be celebrated at each and every point. With that said, I would want to thank all of my friends who have supported me in building this channel. It wouldn't have been possible without it. And also because of you. As a viewer, I'm really happy that you're here and watching this video. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and give it a like and comment below how you actually got through your insecurities. I'd be really happy to know about it. Don't forget to subscribe because I'll be making more videos about development and self-growth and things like that. So we'll be coming back very soon. As ever, keep dreaming, keep believing. I'm Ani and this is the Duna Diaries. See you back again.